Guys, welcome to Luke and Lewis. Very special guest episode. We have our first ever TikTok star, Blake Pavey. Welcome to the show, mate.
Howdy. How are we?
Mate, thank you very much for joining that. Sorry, I'd just like to, correct that intro. Second ever TikTok star. You're joined by one every week, mate.
Look, okay, I would say that that's a big call from you, okay, because this is the first person we've ever had who blew up first on TikTok. We're all, coming in on the back end, trying to get there a little bit late. Blake here is blown up on TikTok first, and I suppose, Blake, this is going to be a big test for you. Like, can you be entertaining for more than 60 seconds?
Oh, probably not at this point, but we'll see how we go.
So, Blake, if you don't know, if you're on TikTok, you definitely know who Blake is, right? I would just say that because you're on my For You page every single day. But if you're not on TikTok, then Blake is he's not like a renegade guy, okay? He doesn't hit the whoa. What he does is some very funny sketch comedy on the app, and you have 500,000 followers on it.
Yeah, just about. I've been on it for I think I'm just reaching up to about a year that I've even had the app. And it took me took 3 months of convincing after I just bagged the shit out of the app for so long.
Oh yeah, that's what we did. But we bagged it publicly on podcasts and then immediately did a 180 and we're like, guys, follow us on TikTok.
I think that's everyone's thought process was, how shit's this? How shit's this? And you start slowly going, this sucks, doesn't it? Doing
and then by the end, you're like, do, this sucks shit, but I'm on it now. It's good.
It's absolutely rooted how it's blown up, but it's worked well for me so far. So I'll just keep the train rolling for as long as we can.
Now, Blake, you're 18 years old.
I am.
In year 12?
Yeah.
This is crazy. So we're recording this on a Friday and I kind of forgot. Usually we've never had a guest that's in high school before, right? Because usually there's no one who's 18 years old that's worth talking to, right?
Yeah.
But so I was like, yeah, man, we usually do guest episodes on Friday. So if you could do Friday, you're like, yep, no worries. So have you taken off school for this?
Yeah, I did. About 30 minutes ago, I skipped out and I said I had a doctor's appointment. So
that's good.
Right.
I love that. That's
I'm
really
going to diagnose you with being a fucking legend. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that is just before we started recording, Luke said, maybe you should take your school uniform off. And I said, well, careful, Luke, we're recording.
I meant so the school didn't get him in trouble, but also he's 18, so it's fair game.
Yeah, that's true. So how does your school feel about you blowing up? Because I'm kind of similar to you in the sense where I got to the second half of year 12 and then I started to kind of take off and the school was like, oh, hang on a second. But what I was doing was a bit more hectic than dressing up in wigs and doing funny voices. I was fucking with the news and cops. So how's your school reacted to it?
Oh, it really just depends on year group. It's all if you're in year 12 and you're part of my friend group, you give a shit, but you don't really give a shit. It's just sort of they've been with me this whole time pretty much.
Is that because everyone's just on TikTok? They're like, yeah, we get it, mate. Well, I also make TikToks.
Yeah,
it's the only social media ever where everyone's a part of it, but there's some people that are just kind of do it in a more serious professional way, but everyone's still doing it at a lower level. You see accounts with 40 followers and they're still uploading twice a day,
Yeah, legit.
It's so weird.
Yeah, no, it's the year 12s who are just in it for the ride with me. And then there's just the year 7s who want to run up to me and ask me for a shout out and I just want to kick them. But
yeah, I would start throwing fucking haymakers if I were you. Just Sparta kicking year 7s into the canteen.
Well, mate, a year 7, on a good day is still quite kickable. But if they approach a year 7 approaching a year 12 is just asking to be thrown into a bin.
Yeah, when I was in year 7, they looked about 45, so I wouldn't even think about it. But I think just because I look like I'm still half going through puberty, so it doesn't really work as much.
Yeah, I'd say that you've got a year 7 on the outside, but with a dad voice.
Yeah.
You've got an interesting vibe.
Yeah, I do say my Tinder bio says I'm an 18-year-old stuck in a 45-year-old's body.
That's what mine should be. Mine should be 24-year-old, but my closest friends and family think I'm 80. You know?
So where do you want to take this TikTok stuff? Because I suppose you probably had a little bit of a panic attack when it looked like TikTok was about to get shut down for a minute, and now it looks like that's kind of not going to happen. So where do you want to take this?
Yeah, look, honestly, not too sure at this point. I'm sort of just like taking it by year and just seeing what happens, because I don't really think if you focus on the long-term goals, it's just going to like not, eventuate how you want it to. And it's just going to end up being disappointing in the end. So I'm just focusing on like short-term goals at the moment, probably taking it to YouTube a bit more seriously and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, just taking it, by year, probably maybe do some more professional stuff like stand up and like live shows, maybe something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty cruisy with it all. So I'm just like taking it by year.
I think that's like a really good attitude to have, particularly now, because Lewis and I are the type of people that do set like crazy long-term goals.
Yeah.
And this year has been the most disappointing year of our lives. and because there's so much uncertainty around what's going to happen next with the world and stuff, and entertainment and live entertainment, it's actually kind of a good thing to just be like, well, this is fun. I'm going to keep doing it. And when things change, I'll change. It's actually a better attitude to have.
Yeah, legit.
Otherwise, you'll be sad like us and complain about it on the podcast every week, and everyone will be like, "Shut the fuck up."
I had to write something down the other day, and I opened up my notebook, and it was just like I found the notebook I had at the start of the year. It had all of the goals that I'd written for 2020 in January.
Yeah,
and
it was
I
like,
read them
leave
through.
the house regularly. You're like, "Fuck."
Bro, I just read through them and I just fucking laughed and closed it. I'm never looking at that shit again.
That's brutal.
Yeah, no, this year's been just absolutely fucked. Like, especially in year 12.
Yeah, so
how's it affect
you're in
school?
regional Victoria, so it's not as bad out there.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad. I'll kind of live like 45 minutes from like Albury, Wodonga.
Wait, are you in New South Wales?
Yeah, like right on the
okay.
border. Like I'm
right.
about 2 kilometers from like, Victoria. So like we have to go through like border checks and like police checkpoints and all that sort of stuff if we want to, go to Victoria or anything like that.
Oh, really?
But,
have you ever like pulled the sovereign citizen on them? No. Stand there with a fucking 16 dot point saying, "I am a free person."
No, I haven't pulled that trick yet. We might give it a go once my my pass expires. But I don't think I have the balls for that just yet.
Yeah. Now, one thing I did want to bring up, is it true that I think the one thing that Lewis and you don't have in common is, does Tracy Grimshaw follow you on Twitter?
He does.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that. No.
I think Lewis has blown his opportunity there a few years back. But yeah, so like I think for people who may not know who you are, a lot of people will, but like your rise to fame has been like something I've never seen before. And it always happens. The new person always goes bigger than the old new person. So like for a bit, I was the new guy, I was like 19, was ignoring signs out there doing memes,
Yeah.
And now and I got bigger than Lewis on Facebook. And then the Fairbairn boys came along and then boom, they went here. And then now every new person seems to have this quicker rise. Is that weird?
They seem to be coming more frequently as well,
I guess.
So Blake, you might get replaced in 2 days. Like this could very much happen.
Yeah. Has it been weird, like blowing up that quickly?
Yeah, definitely. I've been on the platform for like less than a year. My first video blew up about like very late last year. I think it was sort of December time. So it's just been like the biggest whirlwind ever. And I think within a month I like had about maybe 70,000 on TikTok or something like that. And then from now it's just like, 6-7 months later, it's like nearly 500K. So I really don't know why it's happened to me. I think I probably just got lucky with the algorithm maybe or something like that.
I don't think so, man. I've seen
the videos
stuff,
are
like,
funny.
Very good. Very,
Cheers,
very
boys.
good stuff. It's like for a while, and especially like Australians, like there was no, like we were putting our stuff on TikTok, but there wasn't really like an Australian guy doing TikTok as like their first priority. So like the minute you kind of came along and would like, oh, I'm going to do TikTok and I'm going to do funny on there, it makes sense that you have blown up because it is really good shit.
Yeah, cheers, but yeah, no, with the like getting replaced in 2 days, I think it's like about to happen. Like there's this other dude on TikTok named Liam Dowling who just does really funny shit as well. So
Oh, is he the guy who does like the waking up after, oh, what is it, like the American thing? I forget. I've seen his videos.
yeah, that's him. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's gonna blow up.
Yeah, I think he's nearly at like 600K now. Like he's really blown up.
We should have got him on the podcast instead.
We just hang up the Zoom call. I think, yeah, it's so weird because, yeah, I know about that guy because Lachlan Fairbairn shouted him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember once I had to convince Lachlan Fairbairn for weeks and weeks and weeks to make a YouTube account because they were really big on Facebook originally, where shit was popping off back then. And then he's like, I don't want to make a YouTube account. Everyone's watching us on Facebook. And I was like, Facebook's going to die. Make a YouTube account. And now they have like 1 million followers. So I am the reason for all their success. You're welcome. But yeah, when are you going to start? You just said you were going to start uploading on YouTube. We need to see some Blake YouTube content.
Yeah, definitely. I uploaded a couple of videos like months ago, but then just like I've just been packed up with school and assessments and all that type of shit. So I like yesterday, literally, I handed in my very last like major work. So like,
wow, you handed in your shit when you, bro. As soon as I got like 100 likes on Facebook, I was like, I'm done with this shit. I'm not doing any assignments. I failed school.
You're like, upwards of 40 people know who I am. See you later.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is all you have to do, right? So like when you go to film a YouTube video, just go.
Yeah, legit.
Like that, right? Dude, because of your shit and like it would pop off on YouTube. The characters that you do, my favorite one of Blake's, you may have seen it, is the dad who's in love with his daughter's boyfriend. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. It's like this daughter's just like, fuck off, dad. And the dad and the boyfriend just watch the footy all the time. And but the ones that go big are like the COVID ones.
Yeah.
Those have gone massive. That they made it on the news and like the project and stuff in montages, didn't they?
Yeah, pretty much. I think it got on ABC News and shit like that as well. It's been like crazy. I just really like 5 minutes before I actually started shooting it, that's when I came up with the idea because I just had nothing to post sort of that day with like any of the characters or anything like that. So I was like, oh, fucking, I might as well just give something different a whirl. And it's absolutely blown up.
Often
that's
that happens.
Always the case.
Yeah, like the stuff that you think is like okay or like unplanned, just like super organic and relatable stuff is the one, like is the shit that blows up. Is there something that you've put a lot of effort into and looked at it and gone, nah, this is my best, and then it's just gone okay? Yeah. Do you have what's your video that didn't get the respect it deserved?
Good question. Yeah, good question. I think probably there was one I did where it's like taking off like the like stereotypical like small town crackhead that like just kind of waits outside the courthouse waiting for his court case, having a durry and all that sort of stuff, and he's like threatening the police and all that sort of stuff. I really like that one, but it didn't go as hard as I thought it would.
I feel like that would have really banged in only your town.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like it's just one of those things where TikTok's one of those apps where you can watch actual junkies do that. So it's like, you know, you can watch someone pretend to do it, or you could just keep scrolling, and I can guarantee you'll find an actual guy at a train station losing his mind.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what my algorithm has turned into on the app. The algorithm's so good that it knows what I like. Yeah. It just gives me like brown cardigan-esque posts for days, and then we'll occasionally just come up with like one of the boys like, talking about a junkie doing it, or Alex Williamson approaching a junkie doing it, or something like that. What's like obviously you've said that you're just going to take it one day at a time, but like, what are you going to move into on YouTube? Like the character stuff?
Probably a bit of everything. I've sort of like, probably just more sketch type of work, like maybe experimenting with some new characters, keeping the old ones as well. And then probably just sort of like commentary videos and all that, just to like switch it up a bit and like have a consistent weekly posting schedule and all that sort of stuff. And then probably just like maybe later down the line, a podcast or something like that. But like I just need money for that to actually make it go well. So we're just, again, taking it by year, but hopefully within the next like sort of week or two, I'll have some more YouTube videos pumping out.
You've got a surprisingly, not that it's surprising, I guess, but I think it's just surprising to us because TikTok's so new and stuff, but you've built loyalty on that platform. Like, and it shows that you've got a lot of Instagram followers. I tune into your live streams sometimes on TikTok, and there's always so many people watching, and like, I'm sure the same people keep coming back. It's kind of crazy that you've created such a loyal following off 60-second sketches.
Yeah, no, it is weird. Like when I was at about 100K, like compared to the other big TikTokers that were like on the platform at the time and still are, like I had some like really like diehard fans, and it was really good to see like in such a quick time as well. So like even now I still see the same fans coming back. And
I get messaged to like, I've got messaged to get you on this podcast so many times, like more than any other person on TikTok ever. Like you might get the occasional and I have to look them up. I'm like, who's this? And then you look up and they got like 50,000 followers on TikTok. But every single day it's like, Blake, get Blake on. And I'm just like, we're doing it. Just chill out. All right. These people have no patience because they're used to just scrolling. So it's like, just wait a week, for God's sake.
But yeah, that's like, that's really the most important thing. It's like, you'd rather have 1,000 people who give a fuck than 100,000 who kind of like your shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's really like the foundation of what's going to make it work. Cause they're like they're really the ones that spread the word of when you do something new, or when you do something important, if it's a fucking t-shirt or a show or whatever, those are the ones that actually give a fuck and make the other 99 go, oh yeah, I guess I'll check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm surprised at like the lack of like hate comments I get as well. I thought I'd get a few more of them than I actually do, but like surprisingly, I've gone through the past year without like really scraping past any sort of hate or anything like that.
Well, mate, you know, you're in a regional town. Chances are some photos of you at a dress-up party will come out, and then it'll all be over.
It was just photos of you guys doing what you guys do, you know, on the surface. But no, I think the reason is like the only time I ever get hate on TikTok is when you specifically blast like a certain demographic of teenager. I had this one go really big. It got like over 500,000 views of me saying there should be a class, a year 9 class called Shut the Fuck Up. And the thing is, it went so big because a bunch of year 9s were like, true, me and my classmates need this. But obviously there's going to be some year 9s that are the reason I'm making the call. The reason why it's a relatable call is because there was people in the comments complaining about it. I feel like you wouldn't get hate because you don't actually target people in your comedy. You're just like,
yeah, if you're missing that, what you really need to do is just bully some demographics, mate.
Yeah. Like, go read a comment section of Shooter's videos. Like, oh, it's great. He uploaded a video. It was so good. It wasn't really a joke, which was it's my favorite kind of Alex Williamson video, with him just with a red wine in his hand, and he's just got the camera up and he just like was yelling at people with peanut allergies, and he's like, get your fucking life together. And all these people in the comments were like, I was born with it. What do you want me to do? But like, I think, with your videos, it's hard to hate on a guy just like doing funny.
I would say the only
comedy.
people that you really trash are Americans, and literally the entire world can get on board with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, the only hate comments I do get are from Americans who just like think that they're the best, and like, but like at the same time, who gives a shit? Like their hate comments don't really matter.
It's funny now because they're objectively the worst.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the land of the free. Hey, try going outside without getting a disease, getting shot, or killed by cops.
Yeah. World's biggest shithole by far.
Now, have you been like recognized a lot? Or I guess because of COVID, you haven't been out much.
Yeah, like I think at the start of the year, I went to Laneway, the festival, and then that was sort of the first time I'd actually ever ventured out of like my town since like blowing up. But yeah, at Laneway, I think it was about like 50 to like 60 people like came up and like were asking for photos and shit like that. And my best mate who was with me the whole time, he was really pissed off because he was the one to like take the photos every single time, and it just ruined his day.
Not a good position,
dude.
No, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I remember when the Fairbairn boys blew up, and because I've known them since like they weren't that big. Like I think I first messaged Lachlan when he had like 2,000 likes, right? So then we were hanging out in Adelaide like a couple of years later, and they just started to pop off. And Jackson, walking down Rundle Mall in Adelaide with Jackson when they were at like peak Facebook, like high school people fame, it was exhausting. I was like, one day they were like, do you want to hang out? And I was like, nah. Like, you guys are, I'm like, you can come here. Like, let's hang out privately, but I'm not going out in public with you because like, it would just be a thing where like, maybe 1 in every 10 people, like I'd be taking the photo and 1 in every 10 people would be like, hey, Luke, I want your shit too. But then, and then Lachlan would be like, do you want a photo? They'd be like, no, I'm good.
That's the worst when they go, oh yeah, I know you. And then you're like waiting for them to be like, God, jump in. And then they just go, can you take the photo?
Yeah. And they just go, keep it up. You're great too. But I don't want to tell my friends that I met you.
I'd rather not be recognized. That's just them going, yeah, I don't really like your shit at all, actually.
Yeah. TikTok. We spoke about this maybe with Darren, I think about a couple of months ago. I thought it was weird. So for a bit, I started getting recognized a lot more. This was earlier in the year, like on our regional tour and stuff. And I was like to Lewis, I was like, this is weird. I'm getting recognized a lot more. My YouTube channel's not growing. My Instagram's stagnant. What's happening? And then I was like, oh my God, it must be TikTok. This is crazy. I was like, who would recognize me off that? And then that's the new thing. Yeah. Like 100%. People don't get, it's almost like maybe when I first got the app, I didn't see it as like, oh, I had 100K on there. And I was like, that's not the same as having 100K on Instagram, but it kind of is.
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's funny like that people can like they seem to blow up a lot quicker, but like the impact seems to be like just the same pretty much.
Yes, that's the confusing thing. It's like people watch
when Luke and I started on TikTok. When we got like because I got to like 30,000 in like a month or so, and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem real because it seemed like too fast, and then all of them seem to be new people as well. Like not many of them were fans of my stuff on other platforms.
Yeah, I like your TikToks.
People. Yeah. And then not many of them were transferring over to Instagram and shit. It's changing now a little bit, I think, because everyone freaked out about TikTok being deleted. But Luke and I, for a while, were thinking, TikTok doesn't seem real because they don't follow you to other platforms and it happens so fast. But it's just new. And it's just different. So it's cool to see. I mean, that's, if you want the next generation of people to be your fans, it's like, that's the fucking place to be on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like I know I forget where I saw this the other day, but like people found like, I think it was like Will Smith or something, someone like really, really big, and people were like coming up to him and he was talking about how people were recognizing him just off TikTok, like young, like obviously young people, but
they just missed I Am Legend and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they're like, bro, I love your 15-second videos.
Yeah, but that's the thing. All of those, if you're 15, you missed all of that shit. Like if you're 15, like I started to blow up in 2012. There's no way you would have watched any of my shit. So by the time you're like of age to like understand my type of humor, you've kind of missed all of it. So it really is that new platform.
See, I'd still be the guy approaching Will Smith and being like, bro, I loved you in iRobot. I thought that movie was so underrated. And Hancock, really good film.
The fucking fish movie, Washing the Whales, good shit.
Oh, Shark Tale.
Yeah,
dude. Shark Tale fucking bangs. It's hard, man.
I gotta say that's Will Smith's best.
Reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about this story of I guess your regular fish that gets to the top of the reef. It's a classic. Gets fame, doesn't like it, becomes the shark slayer. I'll be honest, I only know this because we watched it a couple months ago on Patreon movie night, and it slapped.
It fucking did, didn't it? So Blake, what I'm really seeing with all of these TikTok guys, it's like it's a really big thing of when you do blow up and when you connect with other people who are big. When do you see yourself moving into a mansion with a bunch of other TikTok people and fucking each other and then fracturing and hating each other?
And then getting followed around by like a 50-year-old with a camera going, hey Blake, can you tell us about the something and the something? And then that gets 100,000 views every time.
Yeah, no, it was like this close to happening at one point. Like I went to this like big like TikTok creator meetup.
Oh, you hung out with Jamie Zhu, didn't you?
Yeah.
It actually did happen.
Yeah. And
That's good.
and then I was just there for like, you know, just the meet up with like they were all like really, really like chill to hang out with. But then the next day I'm like, fuck, what if they like label this as a hype house? And then they did, and I was like, fuck. And then there was just like so many TikToks of like petition to like end the Oz hype house, and I would be commenting, where do I fucking sign?
Yeah.
So you went there and then just betrayed them.
And that's why Blake's on the show. That's good. We love a traitor. We love a traitor.
I think I was.
We
like
should call you FN 2187, mate, because you just fucking
betrayed
I was
the boys.
like one of only about 2 people who like went there who like publicly like denounced their membership.
That's fucking great. And you know what? That's totally the right move. You don't want to fucking like. That's what all those hype houses are so weird. They like get a bunch of cunts that are just not similar. They don't do similar shit. Put them in the same room because they're on the same social media platform. Like, imagine if we did that with like fucking Facebook in 2012. Like, I've got 10,000 likes, so let's be roommates.
Yeah, nah, it's weird. It's just like that type of shit. Like, I can see how it works for, you know, your renegaders.
It might
you're like,
work in LA because there's like so many more people there that they're just population wise, and just because the brain capacity of most Americans, there is going to be an audience that enjoys that. But like anywhere else,
Blake's been going, I don't get very many hate comments.
Now you will.
Wait till this episode comes out. We've trashed Americans, high school kids, everyone who likes TikToks, stuff you make, the stuff that you don't make,
but not
you like,
not Shark Tale. Like. Every Shark Tale fan can be like, phew, dodged a bullet here. Yeah, but I just don't think those type of things work in Australia because there's not enough audience for it.
Yeah, no,
it's not. Yeah, you're right. It's not Australians' culture.
I think Australians just like have that self-awareness of like, if you're acting like a knob, you're gonna get called out for it straight away.
I've got an idea. All right, we do. It's just like, it's not a house, but we just do like maybe a bi-monthly Aussie TikTok barbecue.
Yeah,
right, and we invite down bloody J-Mel and Dylan. Fucking the inspired unemployed. Who else is blowing up lately? You're gonna. I don't know many people. Blake. We get everyone, right? We chuck them in a room and we just put on a grill and film some fucking, and it's just in the most Aussie way ever. But it's not a house, right?
Good.
We just
I'm
rent
not
it.
Invited. It'd be great.
It's not a house. We just rent like a scout
it's
hall or something. Yeah, a shed.
Yeah.
There is an actual mansion like there. I saw this on Instagram. It's going to be called, it's in the Gold Coast, like a luxe mansion or something. And the thing was like, it's got a shit ton of followers already, but it was like tag your favorite creators. And I think they're going to start it up. And I got tagged a few times, I was like, look, fuck no, I would never do it, but I hope I do get invited.
One of those things you would like to turn down.
Yeah, you want the invitation just so you can say, guys, I'm not doing it, and you rip it up, and then you get 1 million views.
100%.
Yeah, or you could join and then make those like Wire Left Team 10 or style videos.
Yeah.
And then you go up to the Goldie for a week, film a couple of TikToks, get a fake girlfriend, and then 2 weeks later denounce your allegiance and tear up the contract in front of the piece of paper.
I'd just have to like leave right before the like video of me doing the helicopter in the house gets leaked or anything like that.
Yeah, you need to leave just before they film the first music video.
Yeah.
Which is usually like the perfect time to leave.
100%. Yeah, no way.
Well, I think it might be a good time. I think you'd be a good guest to do this with. We do regular segments on our show, and we have a new segment that we've been doing called Local Goss. And I feel like someone from a smaller Australian town, perfect for this. Now, Local Goss, it's not crime reports, it's not Crime Stoppers or anything. It's like small shit that you hear around the neighborhood that you can't confirm. You don't really know if it's true, but you did hear it. Right.
For example, last week on the show, Devin contacted the show at lukeandlewis5@gmail.com, and he just said, "Hey boys, did you hear Kano's got a new car?" And I was like, did not get that, but it's great to know. And that's just some example of local goss. So maybe if you could just think of something that's happened in your local area, Blake, that we can get a bit of a scoop from regional New South Wales.
Yeah. We'll come back to you, Black. I've got a few examples here. So this one was sent in by Dylan, and then he resent it to us 3 times. So this is urgent. He said, hey, boys, apparently Braden had the day off work because he was sick. but his mate said he's just lazy. I don't know who's telling the truth. Haven't seen him in like 3 days.
It's good to know, though, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Here's
Wonder
one.
if he's sick or not.
I mean, it's hard to say because again, we only have Braden's word. Oh wait, we only have who's
Well,
word
we've
from
got
the-
Braden's word, but Braden said that this guy's mate said that he's not sick, but he also hasn't been seen for 3 days. So, I mean, anyone could be telling the truth here.
This one came in from Jacob, and the subject of the email was hot local goss. So,
Oh, okay.
if
Good.
you thought Braden's one was good, strap in. Hey, fellas, I'm in the queue at the local post office, and I overheard that the possums have moved in next door to poor Elizabeth's place.
No way.
Yeah, and I like that he sent this email from the queue.
This is
he
some live
immediately
goss.
heard some goss and was like, geez, I got to send this to the boys. Like,
That's
they
what we
must
want.
know about the local possum incident.
My favorite about doing this segment with Blake is we read the full email and then Blake goes, and
Blake keeps going, and what's the next bit of the story? And we're like,
that's it, mate. It's local goss. You can't confirm it. You can't deny it. It's just stuff you hear. Got
So
one from this guy. We'll do one more and then we'll get on to Blake if he has any. This one's from Russell. Co-worker got pregnant. Word around work is that the father might be one of the shift supervisors. No evidence, no proof, but we don't even know who the shift supervisor is. But that's some pretty local goss, mate.
yeah, right. So they're just trying to pick the father. Oh, so they think someone's been having a bit of an affair. Okay, that's a scoop.
Well,
Good.
well, not really, because there seems to be like no prior relationship at all. Like they don't even know that they have been cheating on the husband with the shift supervisor. They just think that the one time they had sex and had a baby, it's got to be the shift supervisor.
Do you reckon they did it? It sounds like they're implying that they fucked on time, like while getting paid.
Yeah,
at work.
maybe the reason this goss has come about is like 9 months ago, both of them took like a 20-minute break at the same time. You're only supposed to take 15-minute breaks. What else could they be doing?
Yeah. Great. Yep. So is there any local goss from your neck of the woods, Blake?
Good question. Well, I'm trying to think. Our year 12 muck-up day was just cancelled. Like everything was scrapped.
Brutal.
Yeah, our principal said we have to ask her to like do pranks and shit. And like, I'm not going to ask her.
Mate,
Hang
they
on.
say that every fucking year.
Is this COVID related?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just
this
like,
is fun related, anti-fun related. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Dude, they did that with our
sick.
school. I think that they did it. I think they do that every year where they go, oh, we've been hearing rumblings about too many good pranks, so we're cancelling it this year. I reckon they do that every year, and they try to make sure the year 12s don't tell the year 11s it'll happen to them.
Yeah, usually every year they use like the formal and the graduation ceremony as like bait to get us to not really fuck up on muck-up day. But now our formals and shit have been cancelled, so like really it's free reign. So,
absolutely. Get some fireworks.
Yeah, 100%. But local goss, I did hear, because our muck-up day was cancelled, there was like little like murmurings around the schooling area that said that the reason it was cancelled was because last year a year 12 proceeded to go into the senior study and piss in the kettle and proceed to boil it. And there were a few names floating around, but we haven't had any confirmation as to who it was yet. But it is confirmed that someone did urinate in the public kettle. But like the thing is, like I have to step that up this year. I have to
take a shit in it. Take a shit in the toaster.
Yeah,
just press it down.
But
get some Pop-Tarts going.
I'll have to ask the principal to shit in the microwave or some shit this year.
Imagine coming into the office, just knocking like, sorry, I know you're a busy lady. I don't want to take up. Or is it a man?
It's a lady, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know you're busy. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but me and the boys were thinking of dropping a deuce in the year 12 toaster in the kitchen. Do we have your blessings? And surely a good principal will be like, you know what, Blake, you've worked hard this year.
Yeah.
Go get them,
Surely they let us just go free reign because everything else has been like messed up for us because of COVID. Like surely they'll give us a break.
I think they should. I mean, here's a good prank. You go out to the airport, you lick a bunch of arrivals from China, take it back to the school.
Yeah, that's
100%.
really good. Yeah. And then formal definitely won't be going ahead. So that's good.
That's less of a prank, more bioterrorism, isn't it?
Still though, if you get the principal's blessings, you know.
Speaking of terrorism as a Muck Up Day prank, last year on Muck Up Day.
I have no idea where this is going to go.
On Muck Up Day, bloody find out what Muhammad did. It was crazy.
Yeah. We were thinking of fucking hijacking a plane.
No, we were sitting there. It was Muck Up Day, so I was in year 11. It had nothing to do with it, and we get the evacuation drill, and we actually we just thought it was a fire or some shit. So we go down to the oven, the oval, and they oven. Yeah, they proceed to tell us that there was actually a bomb threat made to the school.
Fuck.
Well,
that was just a Muck Up Day thing.
We think so, but surely you'd have to find it because they made a phone call, an automated phone call. So surely you'd be able to trace it back. But I
don't think that's a good one.
No, that sucks.
That's not a good one going, there could be a bomb threat to the school. It's there's a difference between putting the windscreen wipers up on someone's car to calling it a bomb threat to the school. Yeah.
It was so good. Mrs. Harrison had a panic attack and started to cry because she's pregnant.
They literally had to separate everybody who walked out to the oval with bags and the ones who didn't have bags. So half the school could have just blown up or some shit. But it was just the year 7s crying and nobody else really gave a shit.
Oh, well then that's a pretty good prank then. Anything that makes a year 7 cry, I rate that.
My mate actually ran up to a year 7 and he just whispered in his ear, "Time's ticking," and then just ran away.
That's good. No, there is nothing better than bullying year 7s. I remember when I was a year 7 and
I'm sure we have some year 7s that listen to this and they can be "No, look, you've got a point. As soon as I become a year 8, I'm going to jump on board."
When you're in year 7, you might not understand this, but I promise you deserve it, okay? When I was in year 7, I remember this big year 10 or 12, I don't know, like you said, he looked 45, he could have been a teacher, just barreled through an entire classroom of year 7s, knocked a few of my friends over, one started crying, and I remember thinking, man, when I'm in year 12, there's no fucking way I would ever do that. Bro, guess what I did first week of year 12? Terrorize those little cunts.
Well, it's a rite of passage, I think. I think it's just something that you have to be initiated to. You get to year 7, you think it's a bunch of bullshit, but when you get to year 12, the first day that you can just peg a year 7's handball on the roof, best day of your life.
Yeah. Oh, nothing better as well. I don't know if you guys do this at school, but we used to just throw fruit over classrooms, over portables. You'd have one group on the other side and it'd just be everyone fucking hit up, Woolies before school. And it's just, you by the end, we had full fruit baskets. It was we used to come with ammunition. I don't know, is that still a thing or were we just really bored?
I don't know. It has it's not a regular occurrence at my school, but some bloke did he was one of the gym buffs at school when we were in year 11 or some shit. He had an apple and he just pegged it for the sake of pegging it, and it hit this chick square in the back of the head, at full pelt, and it wasn't funny at the time, but it think about it, it was a fucking pisser because I just turned around and this chick's just on the ground and her friends are crying. She didn't even go home. She stayed in sick bay, but her friends went home because they had PTSD.
Oh, you can't have apple trauma. Right? There's some people out there having legitimate NARM flashbacks and they're I remember the day that Susie got an apple pegged at her head.
What is it called? PTFD, post-traumatic fruit disorder? Sure.
So you were saying just before we started the podcast that you recently you were going to be on the Today Show or something. What happened there? And then they made you change your school uniform or something?
Yeah, no, I was supposed to go on for a segment just talking about how the year 12 formals and shit got cancelled. I don't really know why they wanted me specifically on.
But you are the spokesperson on behalf of year 12s everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
But then the day before they text me and they went into different directions. So they were probably scared that I was going to slander my school name or something like that. But yeah, it didn't end up eventuating.
My school was so worried about that. I remember after I left, when they were running all of the promos for a current affair, calling me a terrible person. I remember I got a call from my principal I hadn't spoken to in 8 months, and they were like, "Hey, so I see you're on TV." And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "So did you talk about us?" I said, "No, I didn't talk about you." Said, "All right, just checking. Bye." Just
But
damage
I
control.
understand that because that's legitimate
Yeah.
concern because you're being labeled as almost like a criminal at one point.
Yeah.
But is your school like ashamed of what you put out online?
Oh, it really just depends on the like the teacher you talk to. Like most of them are like pretty like sweet about it. And like to be fair, the school like I say school's like a shithole, but like on the whole, the teachers are pretty chill and they're all a bunch of like good people. So I think they're pretty. I think it took a bit of getting used to at the start, just because they didn't really know what I was going to do. But I think they're pretty much in the safe zone now.
Oh yeah, you're
That's
not going to like make a video and like go, oh, this teacher sucks and here's why. I don't get why they get so annoyed about it. I think it's just, you're right. It's something that's new and they don't understand it yet. But as soon as they understand that it's like, oh, it must be weird because back in their day, they wouldn't have had classmates with the ability to post to 500,000 people.
Yeah.
So that's
100%.
fair enough for some concern, I guess.
Yeah, did you notice any attitude change from the teachers? Like, fuck, if I give this guy a C, he might put me on blast.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure. I think like the teachers were really late to it because none of them actually had TikTok. They just heard like...
Which is good.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
Yeah.
The moment teachers get on TikTok, it's over. If I see like some like 20-something-year-old English teacher doing the renegade after a class is left, it's the app's dead.
Yeah, or trying to make the whole class contribute to some kind of group dance. It's over.
Oh,
that happened. That happened
no, it's over.
In my business class. My business teacher, he's a legend, but he did try to make us do a group TikTok, but we did all refuse, like luckily.
Good. That's great. You saved the app because
You're
if you
keeping
said
the
yes,
sanctity of the app. Not that there is much left there, but there's something special still about it.
Like, imagine if that did happen and then people saw it and then one comment was like, hang on, is that guy in the back row one of the biggest people on the platform?
Yeah.
Fuck, is Blake Pavey in this? Does he co-sign this?
I think there's a responsibility out there to school kids everywhere if you're listening to this. You are the gatekeepers. Okay, you can make this app ride or die. And it's up to you guys doing what Blake's class did, which is flat out refusing to participate in any teacher-student group dance. I think is the only thing that will hold
really
this
true.
app
Like,
safe.
For all you high school kids on TikTok, the only time I want to see an adult on TikTok is when you're filming them, making them look like an idiot. That's exclusively the only type of like 40 plus content I want to see on TikTok is someone filming their dad and going, he didn't want a cat, but now he likes it. That's it.
And that's, you know what? That's good. And people are going to think, oh, you guys are just blasting old people. Nuh-uh. As soon as I hit that age range, I want someone to be filming me without my consent and uploading it on the internet. It's a rite of passage. As soon as I see some kid filming me, scratch me bum or something in public, I'm like, it's over. I might as well die because I'm old as fuck. And I'll just like give him a tip of the hat and go, good on you lads. Let me tag me,
I was big on Facebook, What's Facebook? You fucking kids.
That'll be like the MySpace, or not even. What was like? That would be like the owl.
Yeah.
Or
Do you
carrier
even have a
pigeon.
Facebook, Blake?
I do. Yeah. I've tried to post like some TikToks to like at like my Facebook page, but like I wasn't too consistent on. So when I like start the YouTube videos, I just chuck everything on there as well. But in terms of
it's actually not even worth it anymore. I stopped doing it. I tried to do it for a bit for the Bachelor stuff. I think I did 3 episodes and then I just stopped. And now I just post a photo, try to get people over to YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely like I only use Facebook very rarely to like, I don't know, like share some shitty status or something to piss old people off or something like that. But that's about it.
That's what the platform is. It's old people being angry and young people making them angrier.
Yeah.
That's good and needs to stay that way.
100%.
Before we wrap it up, is there anything that you wanted to plug, wanted to
what have you got coming up, mate? What's next for Blake?
Well, the YouTube content's going to be pumping out.
Go subscribe.
Yeah, go subscribe. Just search up the name Blake.
We'll have his link below. All right, if you're watching on the YouTubes, get down there.
Just, chuck a follow on the Instagram. I'm taking wife applications on the Instagram. So ladies, DM me, hit me up. Do whatever.
That was good. I love that. That's really good. That's the attitude you should have, mate. This is good.
Yeah.
You should
18-year-old.
Whatever Lachlan Fairbairn's doing, being a big fuckboy on his Instagram, just copy, paste, get it.
copy paste that rural Australian e-boy vibe because Lachlan is crushing it. He is like, and by the way, this is not us talking about behind his back. I've fully addressed it. And I said,
we
need to
message
stop,
him every
but
now and
never
then.
do. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just slide into, like, sometimes it's such a thirst trap that it gets me and I end up sliding into his DMs. I'm taking, you know? And I'm just like, dude, you need to stop because I'm thinking of moving to rural Adelaide to pursue this, you know?
Well, it's not really Lachlan's fault. You know, he grew up in a place where there was only 3 girls and one of them was his mum. So and
the other one was the post office lady. That's actually a true story. So yeah, you just keep being a thirst trap. You're actually not much of a, hang on, I'll stalk Blake now on Instagram and see if there's any thirst trap vibes because I reckon you could improve here.
Yeah.
And
there's not a lot on the Instagram, but definitely when you go on to, if you find me on Tinder at any point, there's definitely like at least one on there.
How's Tinder going for you? Does it work or does everyone just assume that you're a fake account?
I have a feeling that's what happens. Like when people do like swipe and we match, usually the message I get is, "Oh my God, are you that dude from TikTok?" And then there's obviously no chance for like an actual conversation to pursue from that point on. But that's about it.
It is weird. I do remember, like, I was kind of lucky in the sense where I met my girl as I was blowing up, but before I got big. If I was like dating now, I don't know how the fuck I would do it if most people knew public persona first, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely feel like I've reached that point, especially like if just on TikTok, but like it's definitely, I need a girlfriend who like hates TikTok, doesn't have the app, doesn't do any of that shit.
Mate, you should date my mum.
Will do.
I don't think Sandra's on the market.
No, she has a husband. It's my dad.
They're very happy. It sucks.
Sorry, mate.
I was just stalked Blake on Instagram, and mate, you are not thirst trapping well enough. You posted a picture of you likening yourself to Anthony Albanese, the politician, and saying twins.
That's not making me horny, unfortunately.
No.
This one's good though. Picture, is this your dog, Murphy?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Murphy and I do be vibing though. Everyone say good day to Murph. Otherwise it means you hate dogs. That's good. Putting people in a position to not like the photo because unless they're cat people. Yeah, you're right. It's mainly your sketches. And this one's you at a train station wearing trackies and thongs. There's not too much thirst trap stuff.
At this point, mate, what we're seeing in your future is obviously a lot of success and it's only up from here, but not much pussy unless you change something. So hopefully you can fix that up and you'll be onwards and upwards, man. Really, really cool to see what you're doing. And it's fucking cool. Run with it, dude. Don't stop. You got your momentum. So just fucking get as big as you can, dude. You're next up.
Yep, too easy. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then keep coming back on this podcast once you're a lot more famous than us, because that's what we try and do. You know, that's the only reason why I messaged Lachlan early, because I saw their future, right? I will never get to that fame. I don't have the work ethic, charisma, or the thirst trapness on Instagram, right? So I was like, what I can do is ride that wave. So remember us, Blake.
I think the steps from now is just like convert to YouTube.
Go to the Gold Coast, join the mansion.
And then, like, eventually, once we get really big, just, like, get Sandra's husband out of the picture, slot myself right back in there.
Great. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon, Dad.
See ya.